So there are multiple ideas, like you can work on, like, so in case of proof of work, right? For a HR person, in fact, it's pretty exciting. There are multiple things that you can do, being a HR, and there are multiple proof of ideas for you. Let me share some of them. Okay. So I was going through some of the resources. Okay. So like, a simple example, Upgrade has a list of all the things that like a project, one HR person can have. Okay, this is one of the example here. So I'll refer this, I'll send these links to you. Okay, it will help you like, get an understanding of how things work, right? Similarly, there is one more. Okay, so I'll be sharing this with you, okay, so that it helps you create your own thing again. Okay, but don't worry, I'll be summing it up in the end, so that it's useful to you, right? So that you can take action. Okay, and there is one more. There are multiple examples out there. Okay, so like, there are things. So being a HR person, so you are more of a people person, right? So you have to come up with things that would engage people, right? So things, let me just list down some of the things here, so that it helps you, like, work on this. Okay, so yeah, right. So see, how to communicate. First of all, proof of work has three types. Okay, one is video. Okay, video, audio, and text. Okay, there are like visuals, and like, obviously there are so many things, right? Visuals also there, right? You can create designs and stuff, but it is not required. Okay, so like, so let me give you some example. Okay, so imagine you have, you are connected with maybe some of the HRs in the industry. Okay, then you write a blog post on them. Okay, so imagine, doing an interview of maybe 20 HRs of different SaaS based companies in India. Okay, or could be outside India. You can do an interview on them. Okay, like, you can do their research and stuff. Okay, and you can write whole article with that. Okay, you can do an article. The same time, you can, bring them on a online session or event, right? Or YouTube thing, right? Or maybe YouTube, or maybe Vimeo, or anywhere. Okay, or maybe you can ask them for a Spotify, like a podcast, right? It's totally on you. So the thing here is, there are multiple projects that you can do. Okay, so so first is again, like, the research work on what, like, HRs across the world. Okay, you can ask for the best practices, how they do, like, like what they do, like how they do, like, what are the different strategies that they have. Most of the time they are being ignored in a company. Also, most of the time they are being trolled, right? So you can like, do a research on them and come up with something like this. Let me show you something I was reading today. Yeah, PM, got it. Okay, so I was reading this PDF by, the product folks. Okay, so you can see product super stories, right? So what they did is they came up with this ebook, okay, where they are covering stories of PM, product managers all across India. Okay, so you can see, there are interviews inside. Okay, so if I get into it, so you can see. Okay, like, you can see person like this. So each person has a small intro, okay, about this guest. So they have named it guest, and they started asking them different questions. Okay, and all of these people have nothing, they had answered for it. That's it. Okay, see, so similarly they have done it for other people, right? So ebook is just one format. You can do it in the form of newsletter. There is no newsletter I have come across till today which is around HR. HR is something pretty interesting, pretty very nice thing, in an industry, and literally they are capable of holding people together with so many different things, right? But most of the time we are being joked around, right? So you can start a series on that. Okay, that is one example. Okay, apart from that, you can do your own research. You can come up with a blog post where people are sharing about different bad practices and good practices of, like, how to maintain different policies. What are different activities that they can do. Like, you can write around that. You can come up with a like article on that, right? So like, let me just write it here. Okay, in case of text, you can come up with a series of research on HRs all around the world, right? Inviting them to your podcast or anything that you want, or maybe you can have a verbal chat, and maybe get on a call for 15 minutes, right? And you can record all the conversation, right? That is one of the best way you can have the transcript of the whole thing around the world. Okay, or maybe just India. Okay, also one best part is you can be pretty much precise. So you can bring HRs from companies which are into this particular sector, so you can connect with them, right? Or it could be as simple as they're writing one blog post where they are answering one question. Okay, and different people would have different opinions. So the question could be what are the top top three bad practices HRs do in companies, and one should learn from it, right? So you can always pitch them in a way ki, hey, like I am working on this new project where I'm connecting with different HRs all across the India, and this is something I'm creating for founders where they should be able to take informed decisions in terms of while hiring HRs and stuff. What are the things that they should be caring, like, or take care of in their or should have in their mind while they are hiring new HR. Okay, so number two, like would be something, like, so this is something you can start with newsletter. Okay, newsletter, or video series. Okay, or could be one single blog post. Okay, it could be one single article too, like the huge one. Okay, just start with one, then eventually add more of this, right? So the next thing could be, you can write article on bad and good practices. Okay, HRs all across the world, they are doing. Okay, you can quote people. So for this, you don't have to talk with someone. Just Google on the internet. You just search on the internet. Okay, you will find people who are actually sharing some of the things. So you can actually like make a comparison of all of this thing together. And one more thing, this is something you can literally do it anywhere, like Notion, Google Doc. Could be anywhere. So like the simple example I could give here is like my own website. Okay, I don't call it a website essentially. So it's just my Notion page where you can see I have made a compilation of different things together, right? So I'm working on this a book, okay, like kind of book, the founders book. So it has my learnings and different resources, like what are the things that you should be avoiding or you should be doing as a first time founder. So there I found there's a missing of this such kind of resources for first time founder, right? So being one myself, I thought of working on this, right? So if for each one of these I have different content, right? So you can literally go check it out. Also you can create one of your own. Also the thing is, you can have a list of HR people here, just name here, and for each of them you can get inside and you can add their whatever they have seen, like whatever they have said across different on the different podcasts, maybe different interviews and stuff. You can always quote them and bring it here. Okay, so that there's a compilation of whole thing. So you can also name it HR says. Okay, what HR says, right? So there are multiple ideas you can work on, honestly. Okay, then you can like maybe make it just the number three could be memes on HR. Okay, so you can maybe have a like memes on HR, right? Where you come up with say 20 memes, okay, like that is around HR, right? What are the things that they face? Okay, like it could be their situation, like, so this is a very fun project where you as a person you can like work on this, right? Number four could be like maybe writing an article. What are the activities a companies can do to encourage their employees? Okay, right? Then this is one of the article, right? Then you can also come up with something like what are the different opinions, like, so for example there are different researches available on the internet. I saw it. Okay, so in terms of so this is the best example here. Okay, so you can see like there are different type of reviews and performance thing you can see here, right? The people have done different type of resource, like researches and stuff. You can always find it here. Okay, so even growth and hiring, even you can content create around this, right? You can create content around HR software. What are the different HR softwares a founders can use, right? What are the different practices again in terms of especially around women as well, you can write, right? What are the different practices a founder or a company should take in towards women equality and empowerment and all of this stuff, right? So there are multiple things, like every year there are so many activities that HR has to organize. You can literally sum it up in a single place. You can also work on EPUB, not EPUB, like ebook, that could be HR handbook. Okay, or it could be as simple as handbook for HR. Okay, so this is a pretty simple thing, like you can work on this. Okay, so all this really shows that you are a person who has done depth of work in this fields, right? And like not just this, there are more ideas I can give you. Okay, literally there are so many things, honestly. And being a founder myself, okay, I can see there are so many opportunities out there where I look for such kind of thing, right? But I don't find it easily, right? So that is where this things comes up, right? So also imagine coming up with a newsletter where you are trying to celebrate all the HRs of different top startups in India, right? Nobody knows about them. Everybody knows about founders, or everybody knows about the founders and the team only, right? But what if you come up with, like this newsletter series, okay, where you bring out and invite HRs from different companies, different startups, popular startups in India. Could be, Zomato, right? Then could be Growth School. This is, growing right now. Then there are so many, like I don't have to give you example, right? Zero is also there, right? So imagine, it would really add a lot of credibility to your profile, because when you're able to invite these people, so it shows that you are someone who is being recognized, and someone is actually giving you, some kind of what importance, and you have a social capital for that, right? So, you can always pitch them in this way. Hey, like, I never found any of the people around the world is giving especially importance or, attention to the HR, and what are the different practices that they have. So you can, sum the whole story in this way, and create a narrative around it, and you can connect with those people, get them on board. You can get an interview with them, or maybe just just give them 5 to 10 questions, ask them 5 to 10 questions upfront, and take answer of those, and write a newsletter out of it. And trust me, when you go for 10-20 out of this now, like it is going to be hit. Also, there is one more way you can make money out of it from this newsletter itself. When it is a hit now, you can actually go and pitch the HR softwares, right, where they are always looking for, places where they can advertise about themselves, right? So you can always charge them. You can ask them, for a mention about your software, I can, this is something you have to pay me, right? So they'll be doing it, right? Because this is a very niche thing. Also, it is something in demand, right? So now you have to come up with things. So I agree, I'm assuming that you already know about humans, you understand humans, you are able to connect with them, you love talking with them. So, you can create content. It could be, and most of the time writing is easy, okay? You can, because most of the time in writing, you just need to put up the listicles, coming up with ideas. So I give you some of the ideas, right? So there could be multiple game ideas you can mention, right? So what are the different game ideas one can, do in a Saturday? So most of the companies and startup, they have this off in Saturday, right? So what they do different kind of activities. Some go for sports, some go for, this ice skating, some go for different things. So you can, do do some research and create an article on this. There are more things. So, I have multiple things in my mind. So, startups and companies around the world, what kind of HR practices they have on a regular basis, right? You can come up with a story like this, right? Where, the heading could be 10 startup around the world and their HR practices, right? Or you can say 10 startup around the world and what they do during weekend. So this will be something very clickbaity, right? So everybody would like, dude, let me check what is it, right? So that way you can go and, put up all the resources. You can put up pictures and a lot of other things. So there are more other thing, like lot of things like that. Trust me, okay? Just start somewhere, write 1 or 2 or something, okay? And let me know. I can help you more with it, okay? Don't worry. And I would say there are so many proof of work actually around HR. So I hope this video helps you. So yeah, bye bye.